Howdy folks, it's a Tall Turtle here, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 for another IFR flight. It's going to be a short one today. It's only going to be like 25 minutes or so, which is better than the several hour-long flights I've been planning by mistake. I just haven't been thinking about it till I'm halfway through, and I wonder why it's so long. But short one today. In South Africa, we will see the airport codes once the plane starts up. Always check the description below the video if you want to know right now. Real world weather is turned on. There are supposed to be clouds, but the sim isn't showing them. That is a current bug at the time of this recording. There is a huge update due today, actually, which was several weeks ago for you. But at the time of this recording, live weather is screwed up in that the clouds don't always show up. Well, there's clouds off to the distance. That's nice. The winds are being emulated right now, and everything else is being emulated right now, but the clouds right here are not. But hopefully that updates and those clouds in the distance get closer. Otherwise, I'm looking forward to when live weather has the clouds correct all the time. The clouds are correct some of the time. Some of the time the clouds do show up the way they're supposed to, and when they do, it's amazingly awesome. But not today. So what's different about this IFR flight compared to what we have been doing? Well, this time, actually, well, last time, and most times, we've been planning the entire flight, right? Parking spot to parking spot. We choose our departure. We choose our approach and transition and all that stuff, right? We choose the SIDS and the stars. Today, however, I'm letting ATC do all that. So while we chose our parking spot in the beginning and we chose our airports, departure and arrival, ATC is going to do everything else because I want to see how well they do. I want to see what kind of transition they give us. I want to see the approach they give us and all that stuff, which is kind of the way it should be anyway, right? Because with weather, we can set up the weather, we can set up our own approaches and everything, but by the time we get there, it could change, right? And it might not make sense. For example, in the Princess Juliana flight we flew, we set up the weather and did all kinds of everything ourselves, but the simulator decided the other runway was active, so while we went to our runway, it didn't clear us to land, and we got into a near head-on collision with another landing aircraft from the other direction. So today we're leaving it all up to ATC to see what they do and to see how they handle it, and that's the way I would like to do it. It's nice to be able to plan everything very granularly, you know, to the detail you want. However, it's nice to ATC will do it. So we're going to test it out. And then in a future video, we're going to test ATC through the mountains and see how well it navigates terrain. Alrighty, that should be it. I think that's all I wanted to say. So let's hop inside here. And one more thing I forgot to say. When we do get our clearances and transitions and stuff, we're going to active pause the sim and put them into the GPS if we need to. That's quite possible. The simulator already gave us one, and we'll just use it. If that's the case, we'll try it again, where we actually have to input into the GPS once we're in flight. We did try doing that before, and I screwed up because we're flying a fast jet and we're coming in and too much going on at once, and I didn't even think about active pausing. Would have been perfect for that, but whatever. We will in the future. Alright, so let me see here. Rudders are set. Parking brake should be set. Where is it? I don't see it or hear it. There we go. I see it is right under the yoke. Right there. 3 pixels to look at. Alright, let's get our passengers going here. Weight and fuel. Alright, it's a short flight, so 50% is more than enough. Let's get myself in here. There we go. Whoa, my keyboard's moving on me. Hit tab to move down a line, and my buddy, he's gonna be actually, be more realistic. He's gonna fly with us today, and we're gonna bring all of our children. We're gonna bring my oldest, my youngest, his oldest, his second oldest, his third oldest, whoops, not 8.6, his fourth oldest, how old is his fourth oldest? Yeah, something like that. His fifth oldest, and his newest youngest, and his dog. No, there's no room for his dog. Alrighty, cargo. Just some snacks and some waters and stuff. Right. Alright, so here we go. That should do it for that. Let's give a little bit more fuel just because I always need more. Because it's me flying we're talking about here. Alright, let's see what is next. Fuel selectors overhead. I swear I just flew this plane. No, I didn't. I don't know, I feel like I did, but I don't think I did. What's that? Oxygen. Inop. That's okay. What's that? Fuel selectors. Okay. Engine ignition to normal. Oh, look at that glare. Can't see anything. It's midday, by the way, in the sim. I've been doing a lot of morning flights, so today we're doing midday. Ignition, normal. Already is. Power to idle. Already is. Yep. Battery on. Is that up here? I can hardly see anything. Cabin lights. That's up here. No smoking. And seatbelt on. You need dash lighting. That might be helpful. Let's turn some of this stuff on because of that dang sun glare. Jeez Louise, that one helped a lot. Okay, let's see. Beacon and strobe on. They're over here somewhere. Beacon and strobe. Avionics 1. That's that one here, I believe. Fuel boost on. I can't see that. There's norm. There's on. Starter on. I can't see. It should actually say starter start. I need to fix that on my dealio. And then conditioners to low idle while that's happening. Did it start? Oh, it's starting. Go figure. Okay, nice. Then conditioner forward, already said that. Then starter to off. Again, is it that one? Jeez. Alrighty. Fuel boost down to normal. And avionics 2 on. Confirm the generator on. It is pitot heat, which says PS heat on. I think that's up here. Whoops. I think, yeah, that's the only time we have to hide the yoke is for this part. So PS means pitot and static heat. We'll do stall heat. We don't need the wing lights. Fluid control, there's some rules with this. You can't, yeah, see, windshield anti-ice must be off for takeoff and landing, so we don't do anti-ice until we are in the air. Have to remember that. Let's see here. Come over here and get that started. Let's see. Set up things as desired. So let's get our flight displays set up. First, I'll see you guys. I'm going to go to FMS. We are going to turn on the wind. Look over what other turned on. Hey, look at that. It's nice to see that. And can we turn that thing off? Yay, we can. Good. Otherwise, that's all I need there. Timers will do in a moment. Over here, is there anything we like to do? No weather to look at. Right, we can go like that. Blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Declutter. That doesn't do anything. It's a tease. Alright, here we go. We're going from, I'll say Falcon Whiskey. Then I was going to say Firo. What is this? Foxtrot Alpha Lima Whiskey to Delta Oscar? Okay, well, we're going to Cape Town. I think I selected Cape Town. I'm going to find out. What's our distance? No. That's not our destination. That's our first waypoint. Good grief. What am I thinking? Let's zoom this out. We should be able to zoom this out. There we go. There's Cape Town. Fact. Alright, I think that's right. Or is that just airport nearby? I don't know. Check the description below. Alright, so it did give us, I'll give you a little secret, it did automatically give us a departure. Or a SID, standard instrument departure, which was just to make a sharp U-turn and come back. The other option was to go way out here and add 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Just going out here like this and then make a sharp turn and come back. So I just selected this one, whatever airplane can handle it. We'll hand fly that probably. So autopilot doesn't send us in an endless circle. Speaking of autopilot, just one flight director. Yeah, the autopilots with 2 flight directors at the time of this recording need to both be selected in order to work. Anyway, let's see. Let's just go like this so we can see our turnaround. Alrighty, what else we need to do? We need to do ATIS to get our weather and everything, and then we'll do IFR clearance. Oh, there's no ATIS here. Let's just select clearance, I guess. Jump right into it.
Tango Sierra 41055 IFR to Cape Town. Ready to copy. Turtle's Tango Sierra 4105 is cleared to Cape Town Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 2 left climb and maintain 11,000 feet. Departure frequency is 124.7 squawk 7076.
And we'll acknowledge.
Turtle Soup Tango Sierra 4105, cleared to Cape Town Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 2 left climb and maintain 11,000 feet. Departure on 124.7 squawk 7076. Turtle Soup Tango Sierra 4105, readback correct. Contact ground on 121.75.
Alright, so I need to also add to my notes IFR clearance, because this is pretty much only going to be an IFR plane, right? Yeah. Alrighty, so let's do request taxi, and then we'll set up our other stuff as we wait here for them to talk to us. What we're going to do, come down here, up here, and you're in my way. We need taxi lights, and that's it for right now. Flaps down 1, right there. Alrighty, 2 sets of flaps. Alright, what are we going to do? Taxi via CD, Charlie Delta. And then contact tower. Okay. Alrighty, that's all they need from us, right? Yeah, let's hide that. Let's come out here. That's it, right? Let's check our view. I've been adjusting my views here. Whoa. Why are you crashing on me? There we go. Let's check our view. We can probably back up our heads a little bit. Oh yeah, there's a cabin in the sun. Let's back up a little bit. There we go. Can I still see my numbers? Let's move over to. Not that much. There. Can I still see the numbers and everything? No, I can't see anything down there. I'll just have to go like this. Rely on this. Alright, so I think we're ready to go, right? Let me get comfortable in my chair because I have that option. And the moon is in front of us. That's awesome. Alright, let's release the parking brake. Hop out to our favorite taxi view. Although with the cartoonish way these planes look, I don't get that excited about it from the outside. But it's just nice to see the airport. Alright, here we go. Props into a taxi position. And conditions forward in this one. We're not going to worry about low idle, high idle in this simulator, at least not with this airplane right now. And there we go, now it's responding. Alright, let's taxi out to the end of 2 left, and I'll see you there. Watch out for those taxi lights in the middle of the taxiway. And I think this is going to dump us midfield, it looked like. How are we going to do this? No, it's going to tell us to go over there. So let's stop here and set the parking brake. Well, is it going to let us do clearance, or do we have to go all the way over there? No. We'll request clearance like this. Very good. While we're waiting, we will turn on landing lights. Keep those on in this case. And acknowledge our clearance. And I want to just check something down here. Oh good, now there's no sun. So there's prop, conditioner, cutoff, low idle. Yeah, so we're not worrying about low idle, high idle in this airplane. I mean, you should, but we're not going to. And then min, feather, and then we do have reversers. Just double checking because it's been a while. Yeah, reversers. Okay. Just double checking. I don't even think parking brake is on. I think I left it off. There we go. Clear for takeoff. Let's go down here. Back taxi a little way. And I noticed the wind socks are just crazy. So why did they say the winds are? Did they even tell us? This is clear for takeoff. There's our taxi clearance. I don't think it told us our weather. So we're going to have to be on our barometer ourselves. So, wait, what? Whoa, this is the runway. Hang on. Stop a second. Sorry, this is what happens when you read and not pay attention to what you're doing. I don't think they told us the weather. This says go to 11,000 feet, because that's what I wanted to do in my flight planning. No weather in this case. Okay, so let's come down here super fast. I totally forgot to set up. Totally forgot to set up all this stuff, because my checklist that I made isn't set up IFR. I need to change that. So while we sit here on the runway and hold up traffic, let's bring this to 11,000 feet. 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 feetsies. And we're going to try this, what we did in the other airplane. We're going to set all this up before we take off. I don't know what optimum climb rate is or anything. And then we're going to use nav right off the bat. So as soon as I'm done hand flying with yaw damper and autopilot, boom, it should do it all for us. I shouldn't have to redo this. Again, does VNav work? I don't think so. Although in some aircraft you do have to use it, but not in the way it's supposed to be used, just in a weird way. We're good, right? Didn't have ATC. They didn't tell us barometer, so we did it ourselves by hitting B. One benefit to the sim. Again, you don't have to leave the sim for any of this. And we're good to go, right? Nav, taxi, cabin. Nope. Cabin lights have to come off so people can see what happens if we crash. And start the timer. So we push this and we hit enter, I believe. Nope. We go like, nope. We hit this, and then we do this, and then we hit enter, and then we hit that again so it stops flashing. There we go. Now we are ready to go. I need to update some checklist stuff, and we got clearance, right? How can we still have our taxi line if we got clearance? That doesn't make sense. Whatever, who cares? Reset camera, please. Alright, here you go. Parking brake is off, and everything forward, and away we go. And I'm making mental notes of what I need to change on my checklist. And let's get out of here. Yeah, I do like this view better. It does still feel a little close, but if I back up any more, we're going to get the headrest in review, and I won't be able to see anything. Okay, let's go. That wind is so strong. Oh man, is that wind bad. Oh, that wind is bad. Alrighty, flaps coming in. Step on the brakes to stop the wheels. Let's gain some speed here. Then we'll hand fly. And welcome, my yoke isn't responding. There we go. I have no yoke control. Let's do that slam throttle thing. Does that help? A little bit. Alright, let's bring back throttle a little bit so we don't stay in the red. There we go. That's better. Alright, let's start climbing, but slowly. Obviously, it's fixed gear, just in case. There you go. And let's turn around now. Hopefully it'll allow us to, and it won't screw up ATC, because we're not taking our pink line. Okay, let's follow the pink line until we get to the waypoint, or else it might screw up ATC and autopilot. See that up there? And Cape Town, and there we go.
Cape Town Center Turtle Soup Tango Sierra 4105 is climbing through 800 feet for 11,000 feet.
Turtle Soup Tango Sierra 4105 Cape Town Center.
2997, there we go.
Altimeter 29.77.
Alright, I'm still hand flying. I'm going to hand fly for a while, although my sensitivity's turned down so much that this plane feels incredibly heavy. So, I really need to get better about changing sensitivity for each airplane. It's just a lot of work. Can we look outside super fast? No, we need to make our U-turn. We cannot look outside super fast. We can go like that, though. Alright, here we go, making our turnaround. Is it going to change pink for the other line? Because we are at our waypoint. Whatever. Let's just see what happens. Pull back so we climb at the same time. Very straightforward, still hand flying. Mind our speed and our vertical. There we go, our vertical climb. Nope. See, everything's white now because it's confused. Well, we'll fly to the line down here. And once it turns purple, we can engage autopilot. We could probably engage autopilot right now, but what I'm afraid would happen is it would spin us in a circle endlessly until we connect with the line. You know what I mean? And I don't want to spin continuously until it connects us with the line. So we're going to do it this way. This is awesome, though. Oh, don't want to over rev the engines there. Alright, airport should be in front of us, is it? Can't really see it. There it is. Alright. And there's the ocean, by the way, in case you're wondering where we are. Ah, move around. There we go. Get some sightseeing in, because in a minute I'm going to turn you loose. How come my buttons aren't working? I have to like press everything extra hard right now. Keep climbing. Come on. And stay out of the red. There we go. Alrighty, yeah, we're back to the airport and we're getting our middle marker. I want to get autopilot. I want to look around, but if I do, I'm afraid we're going to go in circles until we intersect with a line. So we're just going to keep going by hand. Come on. Come on, there we go. Turn purple. Turn purple. Okay, our original line turned purple. That's not what we want. And see our timer going up. It's going over 2 minutes now because we're getting further away. I guess what I should have done for a weird departure like this is just engage autopilot immediately at the end of the runway. And then it would have followed it, you know, just fine. But I like to hand fly out of an airport. Alright, when we intersect with this police, whoa, that was loud. That was an alert on my phone. Please turn purple so I can engage autopilot. So he's going to circle us all the way around to get back to here. So we're not going to do that. What we can do, what we are going to do, is we'll use heading bug. How about that? But let's get back on track. Let's get those props out of the red, by the way. There we go. See, my prediction was correct. So we'll use heading bug, I guess. Because I don't want to hand fly. I don't want to hand fly because I want to look around with you. So let's go like this. There we go. Let's set heading bug. Level off here. Push heading bug. And heading bug. There we go. How come our vertical speed isn't keeping... Okay, do we need VNAV on this one? Because our vertical speed... We got hit autopilot, that's why. There we go. Now it's going to bring us to our heading. And we'll just play with the heading bug like this. Until we get a purple line. Which should happen at our next waypoint. And then we can do nav. Alrighty. So, what could we have done differently? Well, we could have engaged autopilot immediately after takeoff, and then it would have done its own turns to follow those lines. Or we could have selected a different departure if we had the option. But we didn't have the option, so we did the best we could based on the circumstances. And we're climbing. Everything is good. And there you go. I'm just going to play with the heading bug to stay on that line. So there we go. We are in the air. What do I have to do now? De-ice only if needed. It doesn't look like we need de-ice. But in case it does simulate clouds that we can't see, we better turn it on, actually. Because there might actually, you know, there's supposed to be clouds right now. And it might turn it on. So let's see. How does this work? Normal. Windshield. Backup. I don't know what that does. But we'll go like that. We'll leave all that on. Why is our heading bug going over there? Hello? Is it not going to follow the heading bug, or is it tracking versus heading? Otherwise, that's it. Just monitor things. Alright, we'd have pitot heat off if it weren't for the possible clouds. So that's it. We got a few thousand more to go. We're going to keep landing lights on the entire time, and I'm going to keep an eye on this. If this turns purple at our next waypoint, which might not be that one, I will, D-last. If it turns purple, then I'll switch over to nav. We're just going to use heading bug until we get our approach clearance, and then we'll talk about that then. So I'll see you in a couple minutes. Alright, finally this changed. So let's hit nav and see what it does. It's probably going to aggressively move us to the right. Yeah. Let's see where it's actually sending us. Is it sending us here, or is it going to turn us all the way around? And, no, because it's pointing, it says to Riv. And, okay, so it should be going to Riv. So finally, after all this, finally caught up with itself and decided to change us. I was about to go into flight plan and do a direct to and all that, but I'm not going to worry about it. What's nice is it does give us our altitudes, though. So we need to get down to 6850. In fact, we're already supposed to be at 7150. So we need to be down to 6850. So we've got a long... We have to come down a lot. It hasn't told us to come down yet. So isn't that interesting? So if we look, it didn't tell us to come down. But our flight plan clearly tells us to come down. So if we start coming down, it's going to get mad at us. And it's going to say, please expedite your climb. Oh no, it'll say, you're so far below your assigned altitude. Please expedite your climb back up to 11,000. But let's test ATC. That's what we're doing in this video, is we're testing ATC in a very simple scenario. And I just want to see what it does. We're probably going to get at the airport 11,000 feet and have to circle around or something. I don't know. Let's leave it up to the computer, see what happens. But yeah, we're way above. See, we're supposed to come down to 7,100 here. And then we're supposed to come down to 6850 by there. So, I don't know. We'll see. Back to sightseeing for just a moment, and then we're going to land an airplane. Oh, look at this. 6,500 feet. Keep below 2. Well, you can't even go that fast, so that's not a problem. Alrighty, so let's bring this down to 6,500. I think that's what it said, right? We'll double check in a second. 6,500 vertical speed, nose down. Let's do, I like doing 100 feet per minute in these. Bring back throttles a little bit so we don't overspeed. And, I'm pretty impressed that it's going to work, I think. Yeah, look at that. So what does it say at Riv? 6850. I think that's what that says from here. I can't even see that far. Does it say 6850? It does. And it told us 65. So that's interesting. Okay. We will keep up with that and any other changes in a minute. Once it gives us some, so I'm just going to watch for overspeed here. And see at Riv in just a moment. 2980 is what we need. So let's do this, and 2980. Alright, so approach. Weather, we can't leave this and find an ATIS because it'll screw up IFR stuff because the 2COM thing, different frequencies, doesn't work that way. So what do we need to do? Landing lights already on, pitot heater already on. De-ice must be off. So let's see. De-ice must be off. We'll keep that on. Flaps down when appropriate. That's it. Cabin lights are already off. Alright. They're talking over us here. We'll let them have their moment. Okay. Let's not hit that mountain, I hope. Alrighty, another thing I had on my list is that we can turn the cabin lights back on and cruise. I guess I need to put that back in my checklist as well. Alrighty, otherwise, let's look outside together, because that's all we have time for. And we're nose diving. Look at this, just because they told us to, basically. Look at this gorgeous scenery. I thought it was going to be more desert-like here, so I feel kind of silly not knowing that. But nonetheless, it's absolutely amazing. Oh, look at that weird airport. Huh, nice and wide, but... Oh yeah, look at that. It's like satellite buildings, but no autogen buildings. See that millimeter screen? That's kind of weird. Alrighty. Uh-oh, it's turning us. I suppose it's supposed to, because we're landing over there, so... Anyway, looking good. Look at the peninsula. Oh my gosh, how awesome is this? Alright, I think that's all we can do for looking around. It's time to put the drone away and land an airplane. While we're waiting for ATC, let's just check out this cape. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Commercial
That is
6419er,
amazing.
expedite your climb to
Let's look out this
6,500
window.
feet.
There we go. That is awesome. Okay, there's some buildings, some auto gym buildings. It's always weird to see awesome satellite imagery this low and no building there though, because look at all this stuff like the stadiums. But then we got some buildings. Satellite's okay here. The buildings look kind of weird here though. In different places of the world, the satellite imagery, which is actually not satellite, it's an airplane flying over. So satellite in some places, airplane imagery in other places. So that's why it looks better or worse depending where you go. And then buildings. The weird thing about this is that the buildings are there in the satellite, but they're not auto-genned. Some of them are, like here and here, but those aren't. That's kind of weird. There are buildings that are, or cities that are, you know, telemetry and 3D and all that stuff. But even the non-areas should still have more auto-gen popping in. So this is a weird place to look. I'm glad we're doing it though. Very different. Amazing. Are we gonna have an issue running into this other airplane that's talking here? Commercial something something. We'll see here. Commercial 6419er. Alright, so we're at 6,500. Are they gonna tell us to go down to 3,300 by A1? We've got 42 seconds to get down 30. Oh. Okay, 3,500 feet.
Present heading and altitude. Expect 4 DME Zulu runway 1 approach by Charlie Tango Victor transition. Cleared to Charlie Tango Victor.
Alright, we are cleared.
Maintain present heading and
To the
altitude.
transition.
Expect VOR DME Zulu
I have
runway
2
1
comments to
approach
make
by
here
Charlie
once it
Tango Victor
catches up.
transition. Cleared to Charlie Tango Victor Turtles Hook Tango Sierra 4105.
1, they didn't give us a new altitude, so we're going to do that ourselves. We're going to go all the way down to 1,900 feet by A2, so we're going to just do it ourselves. It's going to get mad at us, but we're going to do it anyway so we can actually land this plane. We're going to go pretty rapidly too, because we've got 2,000 and we're at, so we got 4,400 feet to come down. I think I did that math right. I think. I can do really complicated math, like high school level, college level math, but I can't do 6,400 minus 2,000. What the heck? Weird how that works, isn't it? So we're going to have aggressive descent, very aggressive descent. Keep that speed down so we don't overspeed, and to buy us time. And the second thing I was going to mention is in this scenario, we didn't have to put in an approach in the GPS. So what I was expecting to have to do is go to procedure, put in our approach and all that stuff once. Uh-oh. She'll get mad at us. See? Oh, silly. Silly ATC. Acknowledge anyway.
Climb and maintain 6,500 feet.
Yep, right. I mean, we could climb. And I know earlier. Okay, now, whatever. Whatever. Descend through. No, we need to go lower than that. Dude, look at. It says A2, 1,900. So we're at A2 now. And we're way above that. Whatever. Anyway. Alright. Cape Town. We are on the approach already. So autopilot's having a hard time staying on that line. That's fine. And I have more to say. I was interrupted by ATC. Anyway, what we were going to say was, I know I said I wasn't going to go away from ATC and do my own altitudes and stuff, but we did anyway just because we have to be able to land and we know it's realistic. The other thing I was going to say, acknowledge. There we go. Okay. And barometer. Oh my gosh, so much stuff is happening at once. Where is... Oh my gosh. It's hard to do narration and do all this at once. That's the problem. Yeah, we are not going to make this. You're kidding me, right? There's no way we're going to make this. The runway's right below us, and we need to be at the ground now. And we're at 2,700 feet. See that? See, we're supposed to be 150 feet now. So, let me talk this through. We're going to go mist. I don't even know where runway 1 is. Runway 1 must be over here to the right. Well, that's hideous. Declare mist. And, just take it into our own hands.
Is going mist. Turtle Sub Tango Sierra 4105 contact Cape Town approach on 119.7.
119. I still don't know which orientation is runway 1. I don't see a runway 1, which would be 10 degrees. Do you see a runway? Report missed approach published.
Cape Town approach Turtle Sub Tango Sierra.
I still don't see what runway 1 would be, do you? What? There's one down there, okay. Which I would have assumed, but you don't want to assume when you're flying an airplane. Come on. Okay. Okay. Cleared. Holy cow. Stop. Jeez.
Climb and maintain 3,000 feet. Expect
So
VOR DME Zulu runway 1 approach via Charlie Tango Victor transition cleared to Charlie Tango Victor Turtle Sub Tango Sierra 4105.
Alright, so a lot just happened that I wanted to narrate as it happened. I wasn't able to because a lot was going on. So while we're recovering here for runway 1, which we are cleared back to the transition, we're just going to make up at this point. So I wanted to follow ATC's instructions as best as I could. Alright, and we did. And look what happened. So looks like when it comes to these approaches and things, we kind of have to take things into our own hands, I guess. In terms of altitude, at least. And then if we had the correct altitudes, they would have slowed down as well, and then we would have made these turns and everything. Although, have you noticed, this approach did not get us to the runway at all. They just put us over the airport. So that's kind of screwed up. That's unusual. Normally the approaches in the sim do a good job at getting you lined up for your runway. But it was a DME Z or something. VOR DME Z. So without having the chart in front of us and understanding what that approach actually is, maybe this was what was supposed to happen and we're supposed to do this, or maybe we were supposed to break free and do an arc. I don't know. If it were RNAV or ILS, then it should have lined us up with the runway just fine. So part of that could be my fault, not knowing what the VOR DME Z approach is. I just don't know what that is. But as far as altitudes, that was definitely screwed up. So in the future, we will just have to take the altitude thing into our own hands. We will take the approach into our own hands if we need to. We did not have to do the thing where we programmed the approach or activated the approach ourselves in the GPS. I'll make sure to set up a flight like that very soon where we actually have to activate the approach ourselves. Now we know we need to be down like 1,900 feet here, so that's what we're going to do. And what I mean by that is where you actually get the approach from ATC, you go into procedure, and then you select and activate your approach. We did not have that opportunity this time, but that's okay. So, well, there's your part right there. We got to do some stuff here. So. Okay, we're gonna do this then. Did it go as planned, this flight? Yeah, because this is how I planned to do it, was to follow ATC's instructions. So it did go as planned. I also expected it to screw us up, which it did. So it's kind of broken. But it's not always... It's not always screwed up. Like I landed in Duluth, Minnesota when I first got the sim. ATC was perfect. So, and we did another flight with ATC, which is fine. So it just depends. Alright, acknowledge. Altimeter 2907. Winds 235, and we're using runway 1. That's gonna be a tailwind from the left. What? What? Runway 1 means you're facing 10 degrees. And winds 235.
Tango Sierra 4105, clear to land runway 1.
Okay, that's really weird.
At 22.
Right? I'm trying to do this in my head
Clear
as I
to
land.
runway 1 turtle Tango
10
Sierra
degrees,
4105.
which is to the right of north, and 235 is between south and west. So if I draw a compass in my head, 10 degrees and 235, we're going to have a tailwind from the left. Why do they... whatever. That's the other problem ATC has, is they give you the wrong runway a lot. Whatever, doesn't matter. Again, the whole point of this video was to follow ATC as best as we could. And we did, except for that little altitude change. So we know in the future we need to take matters into our own hands when we use ATC. Now we know, and now the autogen is looking okay. So this part of the world, right here, looks way better. Looks way better when you're really low. See, sometimes it looks better high, sometimes it looks better low. Just depends where you are. And full flaps now. I believe that's full flaps, and we're floating like crazy because I was looking out the doggone window. Yeah, so we're coming in a little high, but we'll be just fine. See, there's the wind from the left, but it's a tailwind. So what we want to do is we want to left wing down, right rudder, left main touches first, firm touchdown, all that good stuff. But yeah, because it's a tailwind, our ground speed is going to be really fast, which I can't read the ground speed from here, but it's higher than our IAS. I am sure of it. All right, look at this crosswind, tailwind. We're about stalling, but look how fast our ground speed is. So there's left wing, right rudder. Come on, do it. Get reversers ready. Get that left main down. Come on, more rudder. Wow. And reversers now. Plant that thing down. Plant it. Plant it. There we go. That was... again, I wish I had a camera on my yoke and rudders for that. That was really intense. The fact it didn't look intense probably shows that I kind of knew what I was doing a little bit. Because holy cow, that was crazy to land that. Wow. Okay, anyway, let's see here. Let's go over here. What were those winds? Did it tell us what the winds were? 22 knot wind. Tailwind from the left. Okay. I feel even better about that landing knowing that, which I know it told me, but I was concentrating. Wow, that was something else. Alright, let's keep slowing down a little bit here, bring the props back a little bit, tune ground. Request to parking. And turn off landing lights. Turn off all this stuff. Turn the cabin lights on, people can see what they're doing. Jeez. What? There we go. No, that looks kind of cheaty to sit that high, doesn't it? Oh, I should acknowledge, shouldn't I? Yeah, let's acknowledge. The wind is pushing us. I got everything back. I've got props most of the way back. I've got throttles all the way back. And I got a lot of right rudder. And the wind is just pushing us. The wind is just pushing us through. Look at that. What's our ground speed? 32 knots because of the wind pushing us. Oh man. That is crazy. That's crazy. We should stop the timer, shouldn't we? Can I stop the timer without 42 minutes? Take away like 10 minutes of that because I had to actually leave for a couple minutes. So take away a few minutes. And oh my gosh. Still, if I let go of those rudders, we just go left. And the wind is just blowing us down. Wow. Anyway, anything else we can do after landing? Clock lights. Oh yeah, nav lights can come off. I never turned them on. Did I miss that on my checklist too? Man, I have a lot of... I gotta fix this checklist. It's terrible. Check for nav lights too. Jeez. Otherwise, everything's good. Flaps are and everything. Yep. Okay. Whoa, 41 knot ground speed. So the flight that was supposed to be 24 minutes took like 42, take away 10 for my little break. So 32 minutes. So that's, look at that windsock. Wow. So it's supposed to be 20. What? Why is it doing this? Holy cow. Okay. Changes we're going to make. Now I need full left rudder. Changes we're going to make. ATC, we can use ATC for IFR, that's fine. I like doing it. But we just have to break the rules and go outside of the line and not stay in our lane to have a more appropriate landing and approach. And then we might cheat on the taxi sometimes because it's ridiculous. We were right next to where we needed to go and it's sending us all around the airport. So those two things to keep in mind. Yeah. Hold ATC, hold down and do the fire with them, and then this taxi thing, just do our own thing. Now we gotta go all the way back. Now send us to the left. Wait, is it gonna send us to the left along the runway and then back to the right? Whatever. I was gonna say something else, but I'm so distracted by this terrible taxi that I forgot what it was. And now it's sending us back over the runway. Wow, this has been like a 5-mile taxi. Too bad I already have the 100-mile taxi achievement. If I didn't, this would give us a good 5 miles towards it. Holy cow. See, this is where we started and it sent us all the way to the right and all the way around. And now we're going back. See, we could have just gone left. Had I known where we're going to end up, I would have just turned left and the taxi line would have updated. But instead, we got a full tour of the airport. Maybe they won't get many visitors. They wanted somebody to see it. Who knows? And man, touchy brakes. There we go. Whoa. Is that the parking brake? Do we get the feathered prop sound in this one? No. That's too bad. I don't hear any prop change. Alright, is this where they wanted us to be, or did we not move enough ahead? Whoops, I didn't mean to do flaps. Let's see, let's try something here. Come on. And no, we're not going to get the thing. Okay, fine. We're not going to get the, like, arm to the side thing. Alrighty, let's see here. I really want to just... Ooh, there we go. Let's make this our new view. That looks great. Should have done that a long time ago. There is our new view. I know we're above the headrest, but I am 6'3" 3/4 officially now. So that's what it would look like for us. Alright, let's shut this thing down. We already did the clock and everything. Parking brake is set. Pitot heat can come off. I think I already did that as well. All lights can come off. There we go. And we'll keep the no smoking on. Seatbelt can come off. Cabin can stay on. Avionics come off. Those are down here, I believe. Conditioner to cut off. And that's all we get. Alright. We're not going to do fuel selectors, cabin light, or battery, because if we do, it erases all of our time if we continue. So we're going to leave it like this. Hopefully you enjoyed the flight. I certainly did. It lasted, 11 minutes. Wheels up to wheels down. 11 minutes longer than it's supposed to. But hey, that's okay. I do like, though, that this is the actual time, because when I have to pause for various things in real life, the timers in the cockpit and everything keep going. The sim time, like the real life time, keeps going, or the like day time keeps going. The clocks go in the sim, but this tells us our actual wheels up to wheels down time. So I do like that. However, I want to hit continue so we can finish the immersion and shut down the rest of the airplane, but if we do, it erases everything. So we're not going to do it. So we're just going to stop here. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I certainly did. We have a VFR flight next, and then we'll do some more IFR tests and see what happens. So hopefully you enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the enormous update today. For you, as a couple weeks ago. And I'll see you next time.